Nigeria's Governors Forum targets key sectors to address national challenges. Speaker, House of Representatives calls for patience with strategies of Tinubu administration to engender regional development. Nigeria and Vietnam strengthen bilateral relations to enhance trade and economic development. Hello and welcome to the news desk at 3 on Nta News24. We're live in Abuja. I am Dennis Adegunloye. Vice President Kashim Shettima is presiding over the National Economic Council meeting at the Council Chamber of the Presidential Villa. The meeting, which is the 145th and the 7th in 2024, has state governors and other stakeholders in attendance to discuss and come up with robust solutions to the current economic challenges facing the nation. The Nigeria Governors Forum is strengthening collaboration with key players in the economic, health and security sectors in finding innovative solutions to national challenges. This was during the forum's physical session, which held at its secretariat in Abuja. Abubakar Akwanga reports.
It was around 9 o'clock in the evening yesterday when governors, few deputies, and the former vice president of Nigeria, Mohammed Namadi Sambo, started arriving the secretariat of the Nigerian Governors Forum, and the session went closed door, which lasted several hours, with African Medical Center of Excellence funded by Afrexim Bank to manage cardiovascular illnesses, and the nation's fuel situation dominate deliberations.
And it's going to be a referral center of excellence for all medical challenges. We also received the Chief Executive Officer of NNPC, who briefed us on the total subsidy removal and the challenges facing the corporation and his plans to alleviate the sufferings of our people occasioned by the increase in pump prices.
The forum also received briefing from offices of the National Security Advisor and Department of Security Services on better ways to foster synergy in protecting lives and safeguarding property of Nigerians.
The new Director General of the Department of Security Service also briefed us on new strategy to stop the rate of insecurity, all the security challenges in the country.
Nigeria Governors Forum, chaired by the Governor of Kwara State, Abdulrazak Abdurrahman, commends President Tinubu's reforms under the renewed hope agenda in Abuja. Abubakar Akwanga, Nta News.
Speaker, House of Representatives Tajuddin Abbas has called for patience with the strategies of the Tinubu administration to engender regional development. This was when the House stood down a motion by Representative Oforji Oboku appealing to President Tinubu to rescind the decision to scrap the Federal Ministry of Niger Delta Affairs. The Speaker emphasized that the newly created Federal Ministry of Regional Development is to oversee all the regional development commissions, while assuring that no region will be neglected.
It is expected to formulate, execute plans, program, and other initiatives, as well as coordinate the activities of the agency, communities, donors, and other relevant stakeholders involved in the development of the Niger Delta region.
The interests of the Niger Delta is already being pursued in ways that will balance the other regions. We have a South-South Development Commission bill, which has passed the House completely. It's in the Senate, and we're following up to clear some of the cobwebs at that end.
I had a discussion with Mr. President last week concerning the issue of South-South Development Bill, and he told me clearly that he is favorably disposed to receiving any proposal concerning the establishment of South-South Development Commission. So I think in light of this explanation, I would want to call on the sponsor of this motion to please allow us to step down this motion.
Fully implementing the biodiversity finance commitments made to developing countries at COP15 emerged as one of the most expressed concerns by the Ministerial Alliance for Ambition on Nature Finance and the Global South. Chairman of the alliance, Dr. Isiaq Salako, at a press briefing in Colombia, said there has been no increase in international nature finance supporting projects in the case of Nigeria and the Global South countries. Charles Alpha reports.
While the Nigerian government's efforts to increase biodiversity finance and improve its goals to restore and conserve its biodiversity is ongoing, the efforts the Minister of State for Health, Dr. Isiaq Salako, reaffirmed cannot replace or supersede the funds pledged through the adoption of Target 9 of the Cumming-Montreal Biodiversity Framework. At a press conference in Colombia, the Alliance's declaration to urgently increase international finance commitments and develop a roadmap and accountability mechanism to ensure the $20 billion commitment to developing countries is delivered on time was endorsed by 20 countries from the Global South.
Therefore, invite all our partners in the Global North to go beyond the bare minimum and to endeavor to go far above the 20 billion pledge by 2025.
The nature crisis is not being addressed with urgency.
The alliance said during the COP15 negotiation, the 20 billion target was generally understood as a doubling of the existing level of funding, which means the level of international nature finance at the time of the COP15 negotiation was actually $15.4 billion. The Ministerial Alliance for Ambition on Nature, Finance and the Global South is hoping there will be no excuse for not reaching the $20 billion target pledge by the end of next year. Charles Alpha, Nta News.
Sultan of Sokoto and President General Nigeria Supreme Council for Islamic Affairs Mohammed Saad Abubakar says Friday 1st November, which is equivalent to 29th day of Rabiu Hassani 1446 after Hijrah, shall be the day to look out for the new moon of Jumadal Ullah 1446 after Hijrah. This is contained in a statement signed by the Secretary Advisory Committee on Religious Affairs, Sultanate Council, Yahya Muhammad Boyi. Muslims are therefore requested to start looking for the new crescent of Jumadal Ullah 1446 after Hijrah on Friday and report its sighting to the nearest district or village head for onward communication to the Sultan. Now, in the years 2022 and 2023, the solid minerals sector raked in 329.92 billion naira into the nation's coffers as revenue from activities in the sector. This was revealed by Nigeria Extractive Industries Transparency Initiative, NATI, at the National Stakeholders Meeting in Abuja. Boside Abel Amosun reports.
Congratulations to Nigeria.
This is the official unveiling of the 2022-2023 Solid Minerals Reports of the Nigeria Extractive Industries Transparency Initiative, NATI. Despite the growing figures, the report reveals that the sector contributed only 1.66 trillion naira to the nation's GDP. Industry players say much needs to be done in harnessing the potential of the sector.
Nigeria Extractive Industry Transparency Initiative is quite strong, in spite of challenges, committed to push the boundaries of openness in the solid mineral sector.
A further breakdown shows high revenue stream of value-added tax at 128.32 billion naira, which accounts for 38.9% of the total inflow. The top producing state in mineral production and companies has Ogun State on the top spot In terms of export, the reports revealed Nigerian companies exported a total of 4.31 metric tons of minerals valued at 117.29 billion naira, which shows room for expansion.
We are also intensifying efforts to address challenges within artisanal and small-scale mining.
Our office is ready to collaborate with NETI to deepen the audit of extractive sector.
NETI says the report meets international best practices in Abuja. Bosede Abul Amosu, Nta News.
Nigeria and Vietnam are strengthening bilateral relations through strategic collaboration aimed at enhancing trade and economic developments. This partnership is poised to unlock new business opportunities, drive investment, and create jobs in both countries. Alika Okmanachi Arwa reports that Nigeria and Vietnam are keen on exploring several key areas to enhance the ease of doing business.
Nigeria and Vietnam were described as complementary economies that both countries can take advantage of. Nigeria's vast resources and lands and Vietnam's expertise in manufacturing and technology are some areas the partnership could amplify. It was agreed that this collaboration can help enhance ease of doing business between the two countries, as well as create new market opportunities and attract foreign investments into Nigeria.
Nigeria and Vietnam share a lot of similarities in terms of the agricultural production. So I think we need to have more interaction, more exchanges between the business communities.
We want to see a situation whereby the Vietnamese come in, with their technology, bring in part of the production line of the, let's say, fabric industry, the footwear, the cashew, to come, for instance, and process cashew in Nigeria.
They also observed that working together to address challenges such as cultural and language barriers, regulatory differences, infrastructural gaps, and leveraging opportunities, Nigeria and Vietnam can drive sustainable economic growth, reduce poverty, and improve living standards in both countries.
Kano is a very huge business hub and then is a commercial hub of the West Africa. We do look forward to partnering with sectors, countries, private investors that are willing.
As far as we are concerned in the 10th House of Representatives, is what you bring that will go, we study, and then we support you with the necessary law.
The importance of knowledge transfer was also emphasized in Abuja. Alika Okpanachi, Arua, Nta News.
Says the news desk at 3 on Nta News 24. More reports in a moment. Stay with us. Thanks for staying with us. Now let's go to Oyo State, where earlier in the day there was a building collapse which resulted in the death of about 10 people and several being injured at the Ululoyo area of the capital. And joining us now is Lukman Hassan to give us an update on the state of things. Hello Lukman, what can you tell us about how this occurred and what are the emergency services been saying about what may have caused this collapse?
Though we had many people from the Standard Organization of Nigeria to come and examine what might have led to the collapse of the building. And some of the eyewitnesses who were present when the collapse happened, according to them, it happened middle of the night around 12:30 a.m. after a raining day. And immediately after a thunderstorm, the building was said to just come down and caved in, killing about 10 people immediately. What we're even hearing now is there's another casualty, making the deaths to be 11. Currently, we had two minors in the hospital. minors in the hospital. And also, 7 people are critically ill, while one of the victims has been taken to General Hospital for further treatment.
What is the state of the condition of those? And you said some of them are in critical condition. What about those who are not so critical? What are the medical services saying?
According to the medical service, as I earlier said, 2 people have been transferred to the General Hospital because their situation is critical. So they need urgent attention from the General Hospital, which the primary health care center around this area could not take care of such victims.
Man, many thanks for giving us the update from where you are. We hope things will certainly improve for the victims who have survived so far, and there'll be no more further deaths. Thank you, Lukman.
Thank you very much, Dennis. We'll keep you updated as events unfold.
All right. Thank you. Okay, the National Civil Society Council of Nigeria and the National Youth Council of Nigeria are expressing concern over the recent attack on a Nigerian by some political office holders, describing it as worrisome. And briefing newsmen in Abuja, the group said the action of the 2 federal lawmakers, Alex Ikweji, who assaulted a cab driver, and one who attacked the Minister of Works, David Umahi, at a committee meeting over the slow pace of projects, were uncalled for. All right, so we'll get to those stories to you in the subsequent bulletins. Now, a piece of research by Verbal and Social Autopsy, VASA, is giving more insights into the causative patterns and trends surrounding maternal mortality and deaths of under 5s in Nigeria. Olusheye Adiagbo reports that the National Population Commission, with the backing of the Ministry of Health and Social Welfare and the technical support team from relevant agencies, are providing data for effective health interventions to rising number of teenage pregnancies.
Nigeria, which constitutes 1% of the world population, accounts for 13% of the world maternal and under 5 mortality. While the global target is on reduction of maternal and infant mortality to less than 25 per 1,000 live births by 2030, about 6 years from now, under 5 deaths in Nigeria is put at 128 per 1,000 live births.
The scope to cover comprehensive data on both under 5 and the maternal death, contributing critical information that will guide decision-making at both national and subnational levels.
Nigeria is unfortunately known to be one of the highest-ranking countries with infant mortality death rates.
The VASA study will be investigating the underlying causes and contributing factors responsible for deaths among children aged 0 to 5 years and women of reproductive age in Nigeria.
It is a very important exercise that will provide data that will create, the awareness, can help in planning for the better health outcomes for Nigerians.
The Survey Technical Committee coordinators are following them to the field to make sure that they don't stay under any mango tree to give us data.
At this training of interviewers for the 2024 Nigeria Verbal and Social Autopsy VASA study, expectations are for the field workers to approach the task with professionalism and precision as the viability of the study is linked. From Akwanga, Nasarawa State, Olusheye Adiagbo, Nta News.
You're watching the news desk at 3 on Nta News 24. Here's a recap of our top stories. Nigeria Governors Forum targets key sectors to address national challenges. Speaker House of Representatives Tajuddin Abbas calls for patience with strategies of Tinubu administration to engender regional development. Nigeria and Vietnam strengthen bilateral relations to enhance trade and economic development.
This is Nta News 24.
Behind the unyielding walls of Nigeria's custodial centres, where many see only finality, a different story unfolds, one where chains are recast into threads and abandoned dreams take flight. Victor Azu in this report takes us beyond the bars into stories of resilience, transformation, and the remarkable strength of second chances.
Behind these cold steel walls, time stands still. But inside, some find new horizons, building, dreaming, and reshaping their destinies.
Chinwendu Hart, at 34, has spent 12 years at the Kuje Custodial Center on trial for homicide. My gravest mistake, he concedes. In this silenced world, he earned a bachelor's, a master's, and wrote 5 books. Each page, each chapter, a whispered plea for redemption.
National University was introduced to the center, and it was scholarship. So I took that opportunity and I enrolled. I've done my first degree. I have BA in Christian theology, and I've also concluded my master's degree. Right now, I can build a website from the scratch. I learned website development.
Now, calls for his pardon grew into a chorus. Like Chinwendu, Christian Picado's hope faded when those gates closed. Yet, in thread and needle, he stitched a future anew. Tailoring taught him not just to mend fabric, but to weave brighter tomorrows.
I studied entrepreneurship and business management. So from there, I was unable to finish it. My case finished before my graduation. So coming out too, I was given opportunity to be going there until I studied and finished. Now I have my BSc. This work I am doing here is there that I have learned it. I'm also an artist.
His skills earned him freedom and degrees. Now, his tailor shop in Lugbe sews resilience into the fabric of his family life. A vibrant thread in a tangled world. Ehimel Sahon found light in learning. 5 daunting years for distributing cannabis could eclipse any hope, but he refused to succumb. Through the inmates' education program, he earned a master's and embarked on a PhD journey, tuition-free, even after his release.
Immediately I left the 4 walls of the correction, an NGO picked me up, gave me accommodation, and gave me a job. But barely a year and 6 months, we could not continue, so I was asked to go. Though the NGO still accommodated me till early this year.
But without a job, his dreams are at risk of unraveling. His wife, once his anchor, has left with the kids, broken by his continued struggles. He now grapples with a new kind of loneliness. In a country where more than 70% of inmates are confined for non-violent offenses, the real measure of our humanity is in how we welcome them back.
They have paid their dues. Now they need an opportunity to show us who they have become.
Christian and Ehime tasted freedom within these confines long before they physically left. Now, it's upon us to look beyond their past and see the future they have fought for. In Abuja, Victor Azu, Nta News.
There's life and hope beyond prison. Well, that concludes the news desk at 3 on Nta News 24. Thanks for watching. I am Dennis Adigunloye.